After waiting for 6 to 7 months, now we are breaking higher. Breaking higher in the RSI, reaching the positive territory in the MACD, breaking the pattern in the price action. This looks good. Look at the altcoin market for that matter. It broke higher, it's holding on, even while the Bitcoin dominance is surging. And that is one of the reasons why you see assets like XRP struggling to break through even when they have a ton of good news. So what can we look forward to? While the swell is happening, XRP is not moving. What should we look forward to? Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where the normal retail guys get to learn how to become the next top 10% of this world. If you're scared of the micro drops, you would have missed this right to the upside. As the Bitcoin dominance goes up, it clearly shows which direction the capital flow is. On a 3-day chart, the RSI and the Bitcoin dominance is arguing that it is forming a bullish pattern. While the macro price action shows you this, which is a rising wedge. Even if you put that on a weekly, on a monthly, you get to see the exact same picture. Which means there is a time where Bitcoin takes the liquidity and goes up, and there is a time where the altcoins win. So right now on a macro chart, this is exactly what you're watching. That time when Bitcoin actually takes the liquidity away from the altcoins is happening right now in front of us. We talked about this long back, arguing the fact that we may get a wick to the upside before we go back down in the Bitcoin dominance. We may actually reach somewhat here, ranging close to 42%. But what does that mean for altcoins? Whether that's a meme coin you're looking at, whether that's a utility token. On both sides of the equation, if you're focusing on the price action, the market sentiment, it is showing you it would like to come back down for some reason. And I mean, honestly, that's terrible to even look at it and say there is a ton of positive news coming into the market, but the price is going down, which means the market was anticipating even more good news. But then on a short term, people are not happy. This is exactly where you need to look at the micro and macro. On the micro front, the market is clearly showing you we are not interested in pushing higher. But on a macro, it does clearly argue that the momentum is to the upside. The weekly is now turning, which means on a Heikin you're waiting for the momentum to shift. But on a candlestick, you can see the support. 0.5 is a support and it's trying to bounce. Now say you look at a meme coin, this is Pepe, on a 3-day chart. You're watching it's taking resistance around this region. So this bearish engulfing candle is still valid. You slowly went back up to test, you may come back down. Now, yes, on a macro, it's just a rounded bottom. It's just a inverse head and shoulder, which you're trying to break. That's bullish. Your measured move is 90% after the break. So yes, it's truly bullish. But the short-term movements can take you out if you are highly levered. So keep that in mind and look at the altcoins. The momentum is to the upside. The volume is to the upside. So what should be in your favor, right? Look at the clear volume to price. I mean, this is very, very interesting. The volume actually increased and the volume is in selling side. But still, the sellers failed to push the price down. But again, you should not forget this story. The story is we had a huge red candle. We pushed down. So one candle raised like 4.5 candles or 3.5 candles. After which we went up 4 candles, but we failed to break through this level. So yeah, Bitcoin is stealing the show. It should make somewhat something like this and grind higher. That can be the perfect opportunity. While Bitcoin is breaking higher, keep this in mind. That kind of a breakout doesn't happen every now and then. And when a pattern breaks, whether it's a micro pattern, whether it's a medium term to macro pattern, it kind of gives you a clear idea which direction the breakout is happening. Is it happening above the moving average or below the moving average? Because as soon as that happens, you're watching this. You're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. We are not touching the trend lines. We're bouncing off and we are breaking a trend line which was valid from last 7 months. If you have seen that before, you already know what to anticipate. Yeah, it's true. When you're breaking higher, alts are not joining the party. And it's not only that. There is something else. This is like the week where Bitcoin broke higher last year. I mean, it's actually honestly something good to look at. 16th October, it started pushing back up. Here we are, 16, 17 October, we are pushing back up. The breakout came by the next week. So we're anticipating the end of October to be something great, which again shows us factors in the market. What? We'll just jump back. We'll go back. We'll go back to, say, a meme coin. We're using Pepe for this matter. You're looking at this. Oh, yeah, October we did push higher, but it was not a big pop, right? Yeah, it did move 150%, but the real move to the upside, which was a 10x, think about that. That came way after that, which means take Bitcoin into this equation. Bitcoin broke higher. It went up from 25,000 all the way up to 50,000. It doubled, kind of. Then corrected back down and then went back up for another leg. That is exactly where altcoins started bursting. So if you're in altcoins and you're struggling with your emotions saying, oh, Bitcoin is going up, but my assets are not. Yeah, this is what happens in the first Bitcoin run up. So historically speaking, you're about to watch this wave and it's going to go somewhat something like this. The micro wave 1 seems to be done. The micro wave 2 is starting. So you go up somewhere here, maybe 80, maybe 85. You slow down a bit and then you top off. That kind of a time is where the price should go up and the RSI should go down. And that area is where altcoins should go like crazy. Which means some of the altcoins are going to ride higher. You will definitely watch some of these going crazy. Especially look at Turbo, look at Sui, look at Popcat. We had all these breakout calls and you still have calls which just came in last 10 days. That means the market is showing you some of these other assets. They're interested in breaking higher. Just 1 week, watch some of these assets. How are they turning? And if you focus on that and you want help, join the Scientific Investor family using the link in the description below. You're going to get all of these with the digest if you go for the yearly as free for a couple of months. And understand the fact, it may not last forever. You may not have a long period of time to enjoy this run. Because one thing which is clear is the fact that you can measure things at the right time. Which means from the first breakout to the top, it was 90 days. And that was a second move. The first one happened, or the majority of it happened in 50 days. Take the next move. Again, 35 days. So the number of days taken from here is going to be limited. You're at the midpoint of October. November, December, Jan. That's like, okay, most of it is going to be done by Jan, Feb, and it's done. Now, if we go through a repeat of what we have done last time, yeah, October is something. You start the breakout here, but then the big burst start by Feb and end in March. That's very quick. Meaning you go to Pepe and you'll see that. The burst started by Feb and it was over by March. That was just a month. Meanwhile, it was consolidating. It was the right time to do what? Buy. And buy while the price was showing you what? Yeah, that's exactly correct. That's at huge reversal signal, inverse head and shoulder. Now, what do you see in that asset? I'm not saying the exact same thing will play out. I'm saying the exact same thing is happening at least till now. So the price should come down here, do this move, and go back up. That is the same motion which you have seen here. Whether you are a lover of cup and handle or head and shoulders, you will see both of them playing out. So the options are in front of you. If you are focusing on a micro chart, you're missing this structure. This is the monthly. And remember, the monthly, when it is green, historically has given you 95% of times to the upside. How high? I don't know, but I think Bitcoin is about to ride to touch 100, 105, that region. And that area of 95 to 105 should be where altcoins go crazy. Before that, some of them will ride higher, but not the crazy big pops. Say, assets which we call it like $2 with the breakout. Which was that? ING, yeah? That was a breakout here, and that topped out. Now, I was thinking about 40, it went up to 50. Yeah, I agree. But you guys get the idea. The price was clearly arguing something. What? Well, I'm going up, but the RSI said, no, I'm going down. So the top was marked correctly, and we had the argument saying, guys, watch this. More or less, you are at the peak. And that happened very quickly. So when the price action shows you are making a top, you exit. When the price action says, I'm making a bottom and I would like to go higher, you ride that. And this is the time to ride the next wave up. From October to Jan, there were few assets which ran up with Bitcoin. Now it's our duty to try, sit there, spend the time, go through the assets and find which of them are breaking higher following the breakout in Bitcoin. Those would be the assets which would run first. And if it's possible, yeah, you hold your long-term backs, but you do trade the short to medium-term back while they go up. And any kind of help you needed there in one-on-one sessions, if you want to take trades, if you want to get charts, Scientific Investor Family is there for you. Use the link in the description below and make sure you don't miss this bull season. So guys, if you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do consider doing that. I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.